And welcome back to New Bits with Vac and Vinnie, the only podcast where professional comedians work out bits in real time, making them funny.
Hopefully.
And you get to hear the process.
Yeah.
The only ones.
The only one's doing it.
Only ones doing it.
That's all.
Thank you so much for being here. We got a great show for you.
We do.
For those of you tuning in for the first time, thanks for giving us a shot. We really appreciate it. Yeah. We have a very special guest, a very good friend of both Vac and I. We've known him for a very long time. Let's just get him in here. Vac, what do you say?
Let's do it, man. Bring him on.
This guy, you might have seen him all up and down the comedy dial. He's been on HBO, Comedy Central, NBC, CBS. He wrote for Funny You Should Ask. He's worked with George Carlin, Bill Burr, Weird Al, and he has a new dry bar coming out. Please welcome to New Bits with Vac and Vinnie, the great Flip Schultz.
Flipper.
Oh, right, thank you guys. What a great intro. Thank you for getting all of my credits right.
You're welcome. Welcome. Well, it was a very clear email.
Well, I'm very precise when I write.
Right.
Good to see you guys.
Thanks for being here, Flip.
It's like the old South Florida crew, man.
It is, yeah. And that's what I wanted to. I wanted to mention. Flip and I are from the same part of Florida. And we met each other at Uncle Funny's, and had no idea that we grew up literally 15 minutes away from each other. Went to rival schools. Our football teams played football against each other. It was crazy. Yeah.
And I'm not sure if you remember the first interaction we ever had, because this is seared in my mind. I think I've told you this story.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, Vinny was at Uncle Funny's. He was doing a showcase. Oh, no, you were taping yourself. This is back with videotape.
Yeah.
And you needed a set on tape, and I was hosting, and I was a very young green comic. And before I got, I go, what do you want me to say? And you go, remember, I'm the hitman of comedy, Vinnie Coppola.
I used to go by that, yeah.
And I said, okay. So, again, I'm on stage. I'm hosting. I'm very new, so I'm in my head about my set. I want to get my set right. And then I'm like, the other comics, I had their shit memorized because this was, I think, on a Sunday. And then I'm like, okay, I got to bring this guy for guest set. And I couldn't remember your last name.
Yeah.
And I remember your picture. Your headshot was on the wall in the club right next to John DeCrosta.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember I remember it's something, did it? And so I bring you up and I go, please welcome Vinnie DeCrosta. Like that. And I kind of moved the mic away from my mouth so you wouldn't quite hear it, and it sounded 3-syllable-y. And then you come on stage, you shake my hand, and you go, Coppola, you fuck.
Did I? What an asshole.
No, it was funny. I laughed.
Yeah.
But, it was just,
yeah. That was hilarious. Those are great memories, man. We worked there a lot together. Vac, I think you and I worked there together a couple of times, didn't we?
Probably, yeah. I was at Uncle Funny's a lot. Yeah. And Keel and Andrew Kaufman.
Yeah. I was just going to say, Vac, too, I ran into an old friend of yours tonight, coincidentally, Jay Convente.
Oh, my gosh. Where?
I was at the new Improv in Dania Beach. I went there because they're having a local comedy night, and I just went to kind of hang out. And Jay happened to stop by. He lives in Jupiter. And I hadn't seen him in years, and we're catching up. And I said, yeah, I got to bust out early. I'm doing a podcast with Vinnie Coppola and Greg Vaccarello. He goes, oh, my God, Greg. I was roommates with Greg for years, man. Tell him I said hi. Yeah. So there you go.
Boynton Beach. So you're living back in Florida?
I am, yeah. I moved back here about 3 years ago when COVID hit. Jesus I left Christ. L.A.
I was just there, man. Thanksgiving, I would have. I don't know why I didn't think about even saying, "Hey, where are you, dude?" Because you go home. You used to go home for things.
I'm not going to call you.
Right. I hold that grudge. Are you? Yeah, because you go home for Thanksgiving. You're very close with your family.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So next Thanksgiving.
Yeah, please, man. Well, anytime.
Yeah. Vac, I have to mention this. I found this out when I was talking to Flip a couple days ago, asking him if he wanted to come on to the podcast. It turns out that Flip used to do a podcast where he would work out new bits with other comics.
Oh.
It was called Everything's All Right. And here we are introducing ourselves on this podcast. Hey, we're the only podcast doing this. And it turns out we're just a couple of hacks. We're just a couple of hacks.
We'll just change it to, we'll change it to the only real podcast. That's real headlining comedians.
Right.
Yeah, I was doing the Middle Spot podcast. That was mine.
The Middle Spot podcast.
We're not only are we Johnny come lately to this, but Flip was doing it 8, 9, 10 years before us. Right.
Listen,
for crying out loud.
Look, it makes me feel better. You guys have done more episodes than I ever did of mine. So
okay, so the new intro is the only podcast still doing.
Yeah. Oh my God.
No, I think this is great, man. It's a very creative idea, and it shows people like the ins and outs of how comedians come up with bits, how we work them out, how we bounce them off other comics. It's essentially you're recording a writer's meeting, which is great.
Exactly. That's because Vac and I talk about that all the time. How some of my best bits was sitting in a room or sitting at a diner or driving to a gig and bouncing ideas. Flip, I know that you and I have met at restaurants before and have bounced ideas back and forth. And some of my favorite lines from a couple of my bits, notably the bathroom attendant bit, are your lines that you wrote, So
I wish I could remember any line you gave me, but thank you.
Okay. Did I ever give you a line? I don't know.
I'm sure you did.
Yeah.
I actually remember when my first time going to the Atlanta Punchline to audition for them, late 90s, you were working up there and I drove up with you. And I remember you had come up with the idea of the raccoon who jumped in front of your car.
Oh, yeah.
You remember? Yeah. And it was like, how bad is his life?
Yeah.
To kill himself. Like, it was something like that.
Suicide was the only way out. That's
the only way out. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Vac, when I was still like an open micer, and Vac was always a guy at Uncle Funny's that because you were already seasoned by the time I was starting. So I think you came to a couple of writers' meetings we had at Funny's, and I remember you giving me good tags and good advice about certain bits. So
cool.
Yeah. Hey, this is the reunion of the writing.
The reunions.
Yeah. The South Florida reunion.
That's right.
Yeah. So, Flip, we understand you have a premise that you wanted to discuss, or
if you've ever seen my joke book,
dude, that's one of the things that I admire about you so much. This guy has his bits organized in a folder, written out. Some of them are completely written out, cross-sectioned. It's impressive, dude. It's impressive. Right. Young comics, take note. This is how you do it. Yeah.
This is a bit that I think there's something there. I'm probably overstuffing it with a lot of word fat, and I just don't have this memorized. So I'm going to read it verbatim. It's like I said, it's a little wordy, but okay. I think you'll get the idea.
Okay.
All right. So lately, I've noticed that a lot of normally underused letters are being utilized. Like if the alphabet was a high school, there's certain letters that are clearly more popular than others. The vowels are the jocks. They're the most popular. They own the school. I is walking around the hall like, that's right, I is here. They're my buddies. A, E, O, U. Y? Not today. Today's a sometimes day. Then you have the Wheel of Fortune letters, R, S, T, L, N, G. They're like the student council, the leads in the musical, still popular. Then the ancillary, not too popular, but known letters, P, C, H, W. But then there are the nerd letters, X, Q, Z, the ones that hardly anybody uses. Always getting picked on by the vowels. A's pushing Q like, oh, little Q gonna quy. And Q's like, you'll be sorry. Cut to today, those letters are now being used in names of important drugs like Lexapro, hydroxychloroquine, amoxicillin. They're getting the praise and the ladies. Even Q's getting some TNA. Of course, A is still trying to pull rank. He's like, whatever, X, you might have Xanax, but I start the alphabet. And X is like, fair enough, but who's worth more in Scrabble? And does A mark the spot? I don't think so, asshole. Hey, that starts with an A.
Dude, so that's smart. That's really a smart bit.
Who'd you steal that from?
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah. Have you done that on stage yet?
I don't know if I've ever tried it on stage. It's one of those bits like once I'm in it, it's such a long haul to the end that like I want to be confident in the bit that I go up on you know when you go up on stage with with all the
dude yeah that's not a bit that you can just bow out of once you start it. No, but holy cow, dude, that's a smart bit. I like that.
Yeah, that's way smarter than us.
Any thoughts?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe Vac, maybe this was a mistake.
Maybe just bow out of this episode.
Bow out of this episode. Right. Hey, thanks, Flip. Hey, Vac, do you have anything you wanted to talk about?
You know what? The only thing.
Yeah, listen. That's go ahead, Vac.
All right. I mean, as I'm listening to that, it's really funny and really smart. And I'm just thinking, what are there other letters? The only thing I can think of are because it's so well written. But are there other letters you missed that could be something? I mean, the first letter that came to my mind was T. Like, I don't know how to, because it's also a.
Well, I mentioned T in like the Wheel of Fortune letter.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, like, okay, you don't want to go so long with it, but then sometimes I know with crowds, they love a bit where you just keep going. You know what I mean? Just keep going with it. And you link to the point where they just go. They can't believe what's still going. What's that?
Right. That's the thing with this bit. I think I'm worried that I'm either beating a dead horse, or are there enough laugh points to keep the premise going? You know. And so, I don't know if there's parts that I could tighten, or if there are a couple more laughs to throw in within each kind of pocket of the bit.
I got to tell you, dude. I saw where the laughs would go. I saw where the jokes were, but mostly I was mesmerized by the I guess the topic. You know, it was. I'm like, oh yeah, no, he's right. Oh yeah, they are the jocks. Oh wait, yeah, that would be the student council. You know, oh yeah, they are the nerds. You know. That was very, very interesting. And I think if nothing else, people are they might applaud the end of it because it's just such a smart, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like a smart, funny bit. Look, if you ever come back in this podcast, don't be so prepared.
Yeah, I know, really. Come on. It's like we're done. Okay, 10-minute podcast. All right, 10-minute episode.
Sorry, wait, hold on. Let me go to my shit section. What's up with airline food? Am I right?
There you go.
You nuts? Ooh, thank you. We used to have potheads in my school. We had the jocks, the geeks.
Oh, there you go.
There's a thought. Yeah.
Yeah. Who's the potheads?
What
THC.
letter would be THC?
When they hang out together. Oh. Yeah.
Okay. Wait, that's funny.
Yeah.
THC.
Of course.
Potheads. That's funny. Where could that go?
Yeah.
You know, they're the pod, and they're also potheads in the alphabet, but that's only when TH and C get together.
Yeah, when TH and C get together, they're the potheads.
Could you
could have get that?
But yeah,
Are you
because there were,
kidding?
there's always
Yeah.
the kids that could be in two different groups. Like there
Yeah.
could be a jock who's on the student council. So why couldn't you have some letters be
Right.
both?
Good point.
A
Yeah, yeah,
pothead
yeah.
and some,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. No, I like that. It's only when T, H, and C get together. That's a great tag. That's funny, man. Oop,
What?
that's funny. Yeah. I could put that like right. I could put that right before the nerds, because I think
Yes.
once I go to the nerd thing, that's when the bit changes into now they're the popular ones.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. And, just following or riding Vac's coattails here on this, expanding of the premise. What about the criminals or the, you know what I'm saying? Didn't you have like the bad kids at your high school?
I went to a very good high school. No. I didn't.
I know you went to Plantation, bro.
Yeah, Plantation. By the way, it wasn't.
I actually, you know what, dude? I actually wanted to switch to that school.
It wasn't until I graduated high school and much later in life, like within the last 5 to 10 years, that I had a holy shit moment. Like, oh my god, I went to Plantation High School.
Yeah.
Where our mascot was the Plantation Colonel.
Oh wow.
Which is 100% true, and I'm like, what a fucked up. And it never occurred to me until years after I graduated that I was like, holy God. And there were a lot of black kids at our school too, so that must have been that'd be like me, the Gestapo high school, home of the fighting Nazis or something.
I would love, yeah. Can you imagine? Because man, can you imagine them telling this story? The black kids that went to that school telling the story now. Man, that was kind of, wow.
But yeah, so the criminals in school, like So what letter? Oh, B&E.
Oh, boom, B&E. Yeah. Dude, it's just another angle to maybe would
enough people know B&E though? Is that too kind of inside?
That's a smart reference. Yeah.
I mean, I like it, but I don't know if most people would get B&E. But you know what though, Flip?
Yeah.
If you're rolling through this, it's kind of like I went to see Dennis Miller years ago. I think I understood half the words he used, and it was fucking hysterical.
Yeah.
Like if you just,
put it down.
And because you got the bad kids, the criminals, B&E, boom, and just keep going. Like you didn't get it, that's on you. And I think that it's okay in a bit like this to do that because that's not your punchline,
right?
You know what I mean? It's not the ta-da, I'm done. You just keep rolling it out.
Yeah, no, and this is what I wanted anyway. It's just more little laugh points to just kind of keep the bit rolling. It's almost like an 18-wheeler. It's such a huge trailer of a premise that if there are enough wheels underneath it, it'll keep it moving.
Sure,
that was very
absolutely,
deep.
and
that was very deep.
Yeah,
you went to a good high school.
Yeah, and I think people, I really think people are gonna, I identify with the way you're characterizing the letters. I think that's very, very smart, and they're going to really appreciate that.
Yeah.
And what I think is this is one of those bits that, you have to have down. You got to memorize it. Yeah. So
there's so many little pieces.
Yeah. It would be cool, Flip. It would be cool to see this bit's first time out, if you're willing to
to share it with you guys,
or if you're willing, or to or to bring it back when you feel it's ready, because I would love to see it. I would love to see it on stage.
I'll be honest, first of all, you guys, honestly, you're the first, especially comics, that I've ever told this bit to. So the fact that you guys like it has given me confidence in it. Yeah. And these extra little tags to it got me excited about it. So I'm actually, I'm getting on a ship this Saturday. I'm basically doing a month and a half straight of ships. So
Wow.
I'm going to work this out on the ship. So yeah, I'll send
Okay.
it.
Yeah,
Even if
please
it's
do, buddy.
audio
It'll be my
record.
first time doing it just to see how
Yeah.
it feels out of the box.
Yeah, even
Yeah,
if it's
I mean-
audio recording, so we can hear it.
Yeah.
See how it goes.
Flip, I'm telling you, dude, it's smart. It's it's one of those bits where I'm like, yeah, that's it. That's you got it. That's the bit. That's but here's the thing. Here's the thing. I always listen to this podcast. Once it's posted, just to make sure everything sounds right, make sure everything looks right. And some of the times, and Vac will tell you this, I've stopped the podcast and texted Vac, oh, that bit about blah, blah, blah we discussed. Here's a line for it, And also, my wife loves the podcast, and she's come up with lines for Vac before.
I take her lines. Vinnie's, I usually go, okay, thanks. And I just.
He does. Yeah. So we'll see what she comes up with for you, brother. But that's a smart bit. That's a smart bit. It's I got nothing, man.
I mean, the only way, Flip, that I could see maybe extending it would be, what do they do after high school?
Oh, yeah. That's interesting.
Where did those letters go after high school? Of course, now they're out in the real world.
Now they're out.
Some of them got into got into politics. So what letters would be politics?
Well, that's kind of what the ending is that the nerd letters are now out of high school and they're the ones in all the big drugs.
Oh, right.
So
right.
Okay. Oh yeah.
And I think
I dozed off at that part.
Yeah. What'd you say?
I dozed off at that part.
What, you catch some Z's?
Ooh, it's an alphabet bit episode.
An alphabet
Flip. I think the way you have it, and if you want to throw in those little ideas you got tonight, the what is it?
Stoners.
Criminals. Stoners. Yeah. I think you can roll that out. As long as you feel comfortable with it, you get it up in here. So it's like saying your name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like say it 100 times a day, and then say it another 100. It's like a script. Just keep doing it, and see how it goes. I don't know what else to say. I think it's in really good shape.
It is. It's in good shape, brother. It's in good shape. Which draft is that on that paper? Which draft? Did it go through any drafts?
That's probably the second draft. I think I came up with the idea and just kind of scribbled out the idea as I was coming up with it, and then when I typed it in my book, I fleshed it out a little more. And
okay. Yeah. Okay,
draft.
That's awesome. That's great.
Right.
Yeah. The only thing that I could suggest of Flip is a technical thing, and this, is because it's a smart bit. I would just slow it down. Make sure people absorb the way you're characterizing these letters, because I could see it, man. Like when you said which letters were the jocks and which letters were the nerds and which blah, blah, blah. It's I could see it, and I appreciated that. But you've always been good at that as far, you've always been great with metaphors and things like that. That was, some of Flip's metaphors are, off the charts genius. So, yeah. Don't expect anything less from you, man.
Oh, well, thanks, guys. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Like I said, you've given me confidence to try it's been sitting in this book, and I'm like, is it too wordy, blah, 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 but you guys are making me feel good about it. So, yeah.
No, it's funny.
I'll definitely
it's funny.
try it out.
It's funny. Yeah.
Thanks. All right. I'll see you guys later.
All right, bye. Vac, did you have anything you wanted to work on?
I do have an idea, but I also have a little bit of news to report.
Oh, yes, hear it.
Flip, a few episodes ago, we worked on a bit of mine that we thought was going to be really funny. And the first time I did it, I happened to record it, send it to Vinnie, and we did the review of it. And since that time, which I thought it got a decent response for its first time out, Since that time, it's getting gots. I mean, it's like quiet.
Really?
And yeah, it's the vertigo bit.
Really?
Yeah. And I've probably done it 3 times since that time. And I'm getting nothing. And I don't know if they don't know what the gist of the bit Flip is that my ex-wife had vertigo. I organized a charity run to raise money for vertigo research, and you would have to sponsor the runners. I go, it sounds great in theory, but in reality, none of the runners could finish the race. As soon as the race started, they would run and it'd get dizzy and fall. Okay. I thought that was really funny that they couldn't. That one guy went the wrong way. We owed his sponsor $50. Okay, and it's getting nothing.
See,
it's getting nothing.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, you'd think for like a vertigo where people tend to fall down, a diving competition would be more apropos.
A diving competition?
Because they're falling anyway.
Oh.
He says, instead of a run, a diving competition.
Never mind.
Right, thanks,
if it didn't land, it's not going to land.
Flip. We'll,
Dude,
that bit.
That's a
holy shit.
That's amazing. That's amazing, Vac, because it did so good its first time out. And you want to know something? You want to know something? Didn't you go, you know what, man? You know what sucks about it doing so good the first time out is every time after that it's going to suck now?
It's like, you ever hear of like a baseball player? It's their first time at bat in their career and they hit a home run. And 2 weeks later, they're back in the minors because they suck. You know, it's like, you know, like these quarterbacks that are like the third string quarterback goes out and they win their first 2 games. And I was like, oh my God, look at this guy. And 2 weeks later, he's benched. I can never understand that, you know, phenomenon. Is it something in the mindset of the person that went, I can't believe I did so great my first time. Oh shit, I got to do this again. Or am I not? Or was it just, you know, I don't know. Maybe I'm talking to the comic I'm working with this week. And we were just talking about, do people know what vertigo is?
That's possible, bro. That's very, very possible. You know what you did in the first the first time when you showed it you brought it to the podcast. You did partially describe it. You know, my wife had vertigo. You know, you get dizzy, you fall down. You did say that. Are you still doing that?
I'm doing that, and then it wasn't getting anything. So last night I said, where, you know, people lose their balance and they fall down. I don't know.
Yeah.
I still see this visual in my head of them at the starting line. They run and go, whoa, and they just fall.
Yeah.
So we don't raise money for the damn charity. Maybe I'm just missing something. I thought it was funny.
This is why it hasn't been. This is why it hasn't. There's no cure. This is why.
Yeah, this is why there's no cure.
This is why there's no cure.
Man. I don't want to give up on it. I think
the disparity. I love it. I when you brought it to the podcast, I loved it. When I saw it the first time out, I was cheering. I was cheering in my seat. You know, yes.
I got to. I'm on a bunch of nights. I'm going to keep trying it. And
have you gotten to the point where, because I know when I come up with a new bit and then I try it, it does okay, or it does well. Then the next time, not so well. Then less than that. Then less. I go, finally, I got to go, all right, shelving this. Are you there yet? Or
no? Because
okay, good.
I just love it too much.
Good. What you got, Flip? I can see those gears grinding.
Yeah. he's been rotating in his chair.
Yeah.
Things are going on up there. I can see it.
I'm just thinking, like, everything that you've mentioned sounds right. Like the formulae, if you will, is there. You put the premise, you explain what it is, and then the punch is very funny. It's like nobody can run. It's a funny punch.
They couldn't finish the race. Yeah.
I mean, this is might be reaching, but do you think people are offended because like everybody's so woke right now that you're making fun of somebody?
I mean,
possible.
I mean, that could always be. I mean, we're white guys, so we're up against it no matter what.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just be honest. We're up against it. But I don't know. I mean, I thought about that, Flip. I did think about that. Like, am I making fun of? I mean, like, I don't know. I just thought it was, could be. I mean, that entered my mind. Yeah.
Greg?
Mm-hmm.
You froze. Okay. What if you present, because the way you're presenting it now, it's like my ex-wife had vertigo, and then you're delivering it as a, can you imagine if kind of thing. What if you presented it as my ex-wife had vertigo, and you said, hey, why don't we do like a charity race? And she said, are you serious? So like in the premise, she's the one putting it on you, that you're a fucking idiot for thinking about this.
Yeah.
And then just, okay, so
make it more like, because if she's got it, she can be the one to say, are you serious? Nobody would ever finish it. You fucking, like, she's the one delivering the punchline, but because she had the ailment, it's okay, kind of thing. It's a little, but
a little twist.
Okay. I don't. It might not make a difference. It's just another way of kind of structuring it.
So
without offending.
If I said that, I should go, are you serious? Nobody could ever finish the race. I'm like, what do you mean? As soon as the race starts, everybody's going to be flopping around. In other words, have her do it?
Have her do it, or even have her say, we tried that, remember? And so went the other way. We had to pay back a sponsor.
All right.
So, I don't know. It's just a thought.
Okay.
But again, it would take the onus off you,
the
asshole in the bit, or the insensitive one.
Yeah, it's a way to soften it in case the audience is getting offended. That's hard. That's hard to imagine, and it's hard to tell. But then again, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Would not surprise me. And I didn't even think about that, Vac. I didn't even think about that.
I don't think that's what it is. I mean, it could be.
It probably isn't. But it's just it's a from hearing the bit for the first, and especially since you're doing it on ships, and you and I both know how very ship crowds can be.
Yeah.
You know, it might also just be the crowd.
I'm only doing it on adult shows. I'm not doing it on any family-friendly shows. So you think there'd be a little bit.
Yeah, you think. I mean, again, my thought might not even be right. It was just, looking something else.
I could try it. Anyway,
I'm just trying to think if there's like another tag, like, because it is a really good bit.
Yeah,
the premise is funny, and
it's got a great ending. Owing the sponsor.
Yeah.
Because somebody went backwards. Did you throw in the line, Vac? Did you throw in the line? And I think that was the beginning of the end, because you did mention before that she's your ex-wife.
Yeah,
I think that was the beginning of the end of our relationship.
You know what, Vinny? I have it written down. I don't think I did, because at that point I'm going, they're not laughing at anything in this.
Oh, right. Yeah, so you're probably going, all right, man.
I moved on to some dick joke just to get them back,
Yeah.
Anyway, but that's enough. I don't want to. I'm going to keep doing it and let you know.
There is a dick joke in there, just about my ex-wife's vertigo. So when she went down on me, she went down on me.
Not bad. Yes.
Well, all right. I don't want to take up too much time. You got anything, Vinny? Something new you want? I just wanted to report that, because our whole thing is we're honest about these bits.
Yeah. That's right. And good. Well, I'm just going to throw this out there. This is actually something I thought of today, and it's not a bit. It's just an idea. and you guys can just tell me if there's something there. We don't have to riff back and forth if there's, but just let me tell me if there's something there. I have a moderate dislike hate relationship with social media. You know, I mean, unfortunately, it's a necessary evil, you know, because we got to promote ourselves.
Yeah.
Right. And I could list so many things that I don't like about it. But what I hate the most about social media is when people DM me a post. Do you remember back in the early days of Facebook where they would call you up and say, hey, man, you see my post? No, I didn't see your post. Yeah. Well, go look at my post. All right, I'll go look at your post. Well, now people are sending you posts. You know, oh, you gotta look at it. Like, how is that not some form of rape?
Exactly what I was thinking.
How is that not some form of rape? Come on, man. Right?
You know what's interesting? There are some people that somehow they put a video and they send it in a DM, right? Or whatever, right? And I don't know why they pick me. I'm sure they're picking a lot of people. But why am I on this DM? Because not to get political, but as soon as I know who it is, I know what I don't want to hear it. Like, I don't want to hear it.
Well, see, I'm coming from a place of this. Okay, look, I have very limited time. Okay, I got 3 kids. All right, I don't spend a lot of time on social media. I go on, I make my little posts, but now I got a message. I got to watch this 2-minute video because my friend sent it to me. You know. Yeah. Or whoever sent it to me. I don't, you know, and some people send me like 3, 4 in a row. I'm like, what are you doing? You're like, you see what I'm saying? Do you guys get that? Do you guys, I mean, you just told me, you get that. They DM it to you now. Now you have to look at it. You have no choice. You've got to look at it.
It's like somebody says to you, hey man, I'm doing my one-man show. I would love it if you could come. And you're like, I'll try to get there. And then they said, you know what? I'll send you a videotape of my performance. You watch it now. It's
exactly.
Like a post to someplace you would need to go to, and now they're taking out the middleman and just shoving responsibility in your face, kind of thing.
Dude, I love the one-man show angle. I love it. What about this? It's like somebody says, hey, man, you want to come see my one-man show? And you say, yeah, I'll try to be there. Then the next thing you know, there's a knock on your door.
I'll just do it for you in your living room for the next hour.
He's in your living room doing the one-man show.
That's funny.
You know what, man? I'm just gonna go ahead and do it for you. Here it is.
You know what? Yeah, let's just. Hey, here it is. You don't have to pay for the tickets. I'm right here. Ta-da.
Yeah, right here. Here it is.
And I would appreciate any notes that you have when we're done.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you're like, dude, I got coworkers. I'm supposed to be meeting him. Bring him over. We'll get a bigger audience, man.
How long will it take?
There you go. I got coworkers right there. Wait a second. Yeah, the one-man show angle. That's great, Flip. One man, come see my one-man show. That's great. Yeah. So do you guys? I mean, is the rape line too much, or is that like yes? Really?
I don't know. I don't think you could do it on your clean shows that you do.
Oh, for sure.
I was just working with some comic. I don't know who the hell it was. I can't remember. It was recently too. That's really bad. I can't remember. But he would make a rape reference like that, like not an actual rape, but he would say something like that. It was psychological rape, and I know for me, people chuckled at it, but I know, like for me, I hear that and I go, ooh. I hear that. If I hear somebody say rape, I go, ooh. But, it doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. It just means commit to it.
Yeah.
See, the reason I laughed is because it was such a jump.
Yeah.
To go from like, you're DMing me your post. Like, dude, that's like fucking rape. Like,
yeah, right.
It's like, I saw
if that, you know what, and I'm glad you guys are opening my eyes to that, because I could always knock it down to assault. I mean, literally knock it down to assault.
Knock it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you got your lawyers together. They said, all right,
Yeah, right.
what do they call it? The attorney general, well, not the attorney, the prosecutor has a deal for you on your punchline.
Yeah.
How about instead of rape,
Yeah,
we're going to throw you off social media. If you knock it down to assault, they'll let you stay. You got to admit, time served.
Knock it down to assault.
That actually might be funny, like assault. What are some of the other words? I don't
Talking about like after the bit, I could literally say, yeah, I was running this idea by two other comics, and they were like, hey, with the rape, acting like my lawyers, I could explain the process, break the fourth wall type of thing.
assault.
That's just if it kills.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I think if you're
Homicide,
going to
please,
say
not-
rape, it can't just be that's just like rape.
And then the end, right? There's got to be something after that.
That's like privacy rape. That's like, or if you were to say like that, that's like
social media rape.
What's that?
Like social media rape or rape.
It's like social media rape, because if you just say rape, that's a very powerful word.
Yeah.
But I think like this other comic that I was working with, he didn't say rape. He said some kind of, I don't know. If you
oh, dude, this yeah.
well, what is some other word like assault? That's like assault and battery.
Assault. Yeah, I'm trying to. What's another word for rape?
What's like peeping Tom?
I just listen. This just popped into my head, guys. This just popped into my head, and this isn't the wording, but I feel like there's something here. I say, how is that not a form of rape? And I go, dude, what do you do? Why did you do that? What did you do that for? Because come on, man, you didn't block me. You were asking for it.
What if the guy
sending the DM of the no?
Yeah, there's something there with you didn't block me. You're asking for
like
you were asking
for it. That's what I was just thinking. That like if a guy asks a chick out and she keeps finding excuses to say no, he doesn't take the hint, so he keeps pushing it. He's just not taking no for an answer. So he actually maybe slips her a Mickey one night. Well, something stupid. But so these people won't take no for an answer on their one-man show. Like you say, oh, I'm real busy this weekend. Okay, no problem. I'm doing it next weekend too. Oh, next weekend, I got 3 kids. It's my son's birthday. They're just not taking no for an answer. And so they basically DMing you the one-man show was like slipping you a Mickey. Now you got no choice.
Right.
You've got no choice.
Right. Yeah.
You can't say no.
It's like a roofie.
It's a roofie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a social media roofie.
See, yeah, you see right there that could replace rape.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
And it's funny.
Like a social. Yeah.
Rape is a harsh word,
And yeah, and it's also it's that's one of those things that when the audience makes that jump in the head and connects the two, that's going to be a big laugh.
Yeah.
Oh, I see where he's going with that. That's worth a shot.
Just draw the parallel between trying to ask a girl out but not taking no for an answer. Maybe he stalks her a little bit, or he runs into her at the grocery store, even though he lives on the other side of town. And he just like it's almost like unnerving. And this freaking idiot with the one-man show, it's like unnerving. It's like, dude, how many times do we have to say no?
So, guys, that's encouraging. I'm going to give this a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it's a funny idea, and you definitely got some points to play with there.
Yeah, and this, believe it or not, this was something that that it just came to my head today because I was looking at my Instagram, and I got all these. I mean, every day I got there's 3 or 4 friends that just send me a multitude of these, and I'm like, God, I get it.
I got it. My mother's friend. I've known her since I was literally a baby. Very sweet woman, almost like my second mother. But every fucking day on my Instagram, I don't even look at them anymore. I just click that I read it and then close the app. Because I even said one time I said something to her. She goes "Are you getting my messages?" I said, "Yeah," and I pretend to read them too.
Yeah.
She looked so disappointed. I was like, "Oh shit!" Okay.
You said that.
Yeah.
That's great.
She knows I'm a smartass, but she really looked offended. I'm like, "Oh no, they're hilarious. I love getting them."
Yeah. Gosh, people. But Vinny will like this. Nah, yeah. All right.
Yeah. Hey,
that's great, Flip. And hey, if you tape that bit and would like to bring it back to the podcast, or do an audio version, Vac and I would love to see its first time out.
Yeah.
Like I said, I will try it over the next month and a half while I'm on ships. But I'll send you. By the way, the kids don't say taping anymore. There's no such thing as tape, Vinny. It's recording.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, 1997. Yeah, Vinny's still here.
I'm an old dude, bro. I'm an old dude.
I'm too.
Yeah.
The only reason I say that is because some fucking little Gen Xer shit on me about it.
Really?
Because I said, "Yeah, are you taping me?" He goes, "Taping? What? Oh man, this is a phone. I'm recording you." Like,
oh God! Did you mentally verbally assault him?
Yeah, pretty much. You kids with your recording, you don't know real shit. Back
you don't know
of a camera that we had to fucking lug around.
That's right.
We had to mail our VHS tapes to clubs along with our avails.
Back in my
attachments. You and your attachments.
Your attachments.
And, thank you so much for being here, Flip. Vac, do you have anything more?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay. Keep doing it. Keep doing the act. Keep doing the bit. Keep doing the bit, Vac. I mean, there's funny there. I just know it. No. Flip, let everybody know what's the best way to get in touch with you online and all that stuff.
You can get in touch with me. I'm on social media, all social media at Flip is Funny. Facebook, it's Flip Schultz. But all the links are at my website, flipisfunny.com. So that's
excellent. Excellent. Vac, let them know.
GregVac.com. All the links are there.
Okay. And same with me. Best way to get in contact with me online is just to go to my website, which is vinnie.com, VINNIE.com. All the links are there for all the social media. If you have any ideas for the bits that Flip or Vac or I are working on, please send us an email at newbitspodcast@gmail.com. This was a lot of fun, guys.
Great. This was great. Thank you guys for having me.
All right, brother. Flip. I'll see you guys online.
All right.
Would love to do it again, by the way. Yeah. This is very creative. I really like this.
Yeah.
Oh, we'd love to have you, brother.
Well, you know, when you record the bit, come back and we'll go over it. You know?
Cool.
We'll do a video review.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
All right, guys.
Great seeing you guys. Seriously, miss you guys like hell.